Hey guys, CharrChan here, and today's video I thought I would show you a very exciting project I have been trying to keep secret for about a year now. And it's finally ready to be revealed. And that is, Dude That's My Ghost fans, brace yourselves. The art of Dude That's My Ghost in physical book form. Now this is completely unofficial, so I cannot sell this because, you know, it's not my artwork. It is a collection of images I have found of the development of Dude That's My Ghost. I have all kinds of info in here, so let me just show you the cover and then we'll have a read through it. So, on the back, I did this via Free Prints photo books, which just seemed like a cheap, affordable way to get this kind of printed as a test print. I would like to do a cleaned up version. This is just like a placeholder back cover. The front cover could do with some work. I would like this to be like a full spread, but it would need like rejigging with the image. I need to, you know, custom make one. But anyway, so there's the front and the back. It's not very thick because there's not that much information to put in here. I could put a lot more info in, but to be honest, I'm not very good at writing and stuff, so anyway, let's get into it. So, on the first page, I'm just gonna read through this entire thing for you, because, you know, why not? Okay, let's get reading. Before I get started, I'm going to say that I do not speak French, and I may be not the best at pronouncing some of these French names, so apologies. Okay, let's get started. Dude That's My Ghost, created by Jan van Rijelsberg. I'm really sorry. I can't pronounce things. I'm also a little bit not great at reading out loud. Anyway, was in development for 6 years. It started out as a very different show to what we have today. The pitch was for a show titled Spencer's Spooks, announced on alphanim.com on the 2nd of December 2007. The synopsis was as follows. 10-year-old Spencer Marshall moves in with his former rock star parents to an old mansion, only to discover that the mansion's prior owners from the 1950s are still living there, as ghosts. The ghost family, the Johnsons, becomes an unlikely surrogate family to Spencer, helping him through his crazy daily life. At this point, Spencer was designed as a pasty, black-haired 10-year-old boy with a gothic colour palette. Billy didn't exist at this time, but Spencer's rock star dad, Dirk Marshall, did. The ghosts of the series were not musicians, but a regular family. Herb Johnson became like a father to Spencer. Spencer's Spooks had a concept Bible. An excerpt was found via an Italian freelance translator's portfolio page. Spencer's Spooks Concept Bible excerpt. Source text, English. Overview. Who is Spencer? Spencer Marshall is a 10-year-old boy living in an upscale suburban neighborhood with completely crazy parents. Spencer is the kind of kid who sees things as they really are. Without Spencer, the other characters wouldn't exist. He connects all of them. Spencer is the central character of Spencer's Spooks. He's the hub that connects the rest. Spencer is the eye of the hurricane. His parents, Dirk and Sally Marshall, have just bought a huge, dilapidated mansion and dragged poor Spencer into it. The neighbor kids think the house is haunted. Their parents think it's an eyesore. The lawn is overgrown, the bushes need trimming, and the shutters haven't been painted in decades. Absolutely no one wanted the house, but Spencer's parents think it's just perfect the way it is. I forgot to talk about the illustration on this page, so here it is. We have, going from left to right, we have Spencer, the version from Spencer's Spooks. As you can see, he's very gothic looking, very pasty, fits the, you know, goth child aesthetic. And then in the middle we have Herb Johnson, presumably. I assume that's
Spencer?
Herb Johnson.
Spencer wants
You
a
can kind of
normal
see that
life
he
with normal
probably
parents,
inspired
like all of the
Hugh
kids.
in the modern Dude That's
He
My
knows
Ghost.
he's growing up
and
with
then
the wolves.
on the far right we have
Dirk and
who
Sally are
is
both
Spencer's
loving
dad in
and
this
caring
version.
parents, but they're still kids themselves. Spencer will have to make all the sensible choices himself. As the Marshalls are wealthy, Dirk and Sally spoil Spencer with stupid things. A brand new Harley, even though he can't see over the handlebars. A huge python, because Dirk thinks it's cool to have a python, right? Not realising, of course, that his son is bite-sized. Spencer wisely avoids their gifts. What Spencer needs is a little guidance, and maybe a few friends. He'll soon have both, but not how one might imagine. What's with Dirk and Sally? Dirk Marshall was the furious heavy metal guitarist and lead singer for So Dead, a famous rock band a few years back. They had one hit, Wake Up Baby, I Crashed the Car. Dirk's rock career is now long over, but no worries. Sally is the heiress to a tin can empire. So they have plenty of money to waste, and boy do they waste the money. Tricking out their new Escalade hairstyle, throwing spectacular Halloween bashes in June. Just to add to Spencer's terror, Dirk and Sally are goths, meaning they're fond of wearing leather and dark makeup, but worse, they act like 15-year-old goths. They play all day. In short, they're kind of nuts. It's easy to imagine how Dirk and Sally can mortify poor Spencer. Dirk picks him up at school in the Escalade hearse, with its white lace curtains, embroidered skull and crossbones of course, and a coffin full of CDs. Sally shows up Parents/Teachers Day in one of her famously outrageous groupie outfits. Dirk insists on composing the school a new anthem, heavy metal version. Dirk is a happy child man, and Sally looks up to him like the rock god that he once was. Even after all these years, they are still blissfully in love. As their wealth allows them to spend recklessly, the decision to buy a genuine haunted mansion to go along with their goth image was only a scribble in a checkbook away. Perhaps they should have thought twice. Is Spencer a goth? Their son Spencer is not a goth, but he still dresses in the gothic style since his mother buys his clothes. She thinks it's totally normal, and a perfect look for a boy like Spencer. Spencer has no choice but to go along with it. What's wrong with the mansion? The mansion, called Villa Morta, is really a ruin. Dirk and Sally were told the house was haunted, but they're actually disappointed to discover that it's not haunted as they never see a ghost. One day, they decide to remodel the sprawling house, or at least part of it. While wandering in a forgotten wing of the enormous structure, Spencer meets a couple of ghost kids. There's a whole family of ghosts living there. The house really is haunted. The ghost kids are Bud, 10 years old, and his sister Priscilla, 12 years old. But these are no ordinary ghosts. They live in a time warp. They are throwbacks to the 50s. In their minds, Eisenhower is still the president, and the world is still a relatively safe place to live. Bud is a good kid. He reads Tom Swift, builds Estes rockets. I'm sorry, I might have mispronounced that. And tries to think of new ways to help the nation. Priscilla helps her mother and admires her father. Their ghost parents are Herb and Ethel Johnson. Herb wears striped cardigans, Ethel bakes constantly. They are a complete 1950s family unit. Why isn't Spencer afraid of the ghosts? Initially, Spencer is afraid of Bud and Priscilla, but soon he is won over by their cause. His ghost friends help him with his homework, like history, and they have lots of fun together. Priscilla claims she will teach him a thing or two about girls. What's to be afraid of? At times, Spencer will even forget they are ghosts. Soon he'll talk Bud into coming to school with him. NB: Bud and Priscilla do not attend school. Spencer is plunged into a family life that he has never known. He now has a kind of ghost brother and sister with parents, albeit ghosts, who do normal parent things, like reminding him to do his homework or making him clean his room. It's such a shock that Spencer loves it. Because Spencer's real parents are such teenagers, he seeks advice from his ghost parents. Soon he is spending a lot of time with Bud and Priscilla. And why not? He thinks they are great. Herb and Ethel are really sweet to Spencer. They encourage him, they understand him, like real parents. And Bud and Priscilla are true friends. Then there is a source link to where I found this little excerpt thing, and I'm really bad at reading. Alright, we're on to some images now. So, I do have some more text to read through, of course, but these images here, we have the first kind of concept sketches of Spencer, or some of the first concept sketches of Spencer, and this is still technically Dirk here, but as you will see, Dirk does start to slowly look more and more like Billy, and here we have one of the first kind of public concept arts for the show Spencer, and let's keep reading. Between 2007 and 2009, the show and the characters continue to develop. We can see Dirk slowly transforming into a slightly more familiar face, and Spencer starts to look a little more lively. By 2009, the show had developed further. It was now called Spencer, and the main duo look much more recognizable. Spencer wears a red shirt with a flying saucer. Dirk has been redesigned and is no longer Spencer's father, but instead his guardian angel. He looks more like the Billy Joe Cobra we ended up with. The show's concept, however, is much different to the final product. Spencer is a comedy series centered around 11-year-old Spencer Wright, an ordinary boy who just happens to have something extraordinary, a guardian angel. The only catch? This angel doesn't come with wings. He comes with a guitar case, a magic pick, long hair, and a wild, life's a fun journey, let's rock attitude. Yes, Spencer's guardian is a rock star ghost, that is. Some kids have no luck. On to the next page, we have another kind of concept art, promo art of Spencer, who looks very much like he does in the current show, and this is still Dirk technically, but you can see the resemblance to Billy quite obviously now. An article posted to kidscreen.com reveals more about this version of the show. Spencer piques interest of XD and Rye. Or is that R-A-I? I'm not sure. Anyway. Fueled by development cash from Disney XD, French studio Alphanim Gaumont? I'm not sure. I don't know how to pronounce French, I'm sorry. Is pouring out every ounce of testosterone it has into Spencer, a 2D animated slapstick comedy about gregarious? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at some words. Gregarious skater boy who inherits a guardian angel with a little edge when he relocates to Hollywood with his family. By Kate Calder, 1st of June 2009. I have just realised I have the same text kind of twice here, so we're going to skip over to here. Okay. The 11-year-old protagonist of the 52 times 11-minute series moves into a it might mean luxurious, a luxe mansion inhabited by the ghost of rock star Dirk. An old-school headbanger whose over-the-top theatrical costume changes and do-or-die rock-and-roll attitude make him a great comic foil for the more down-to-earth Spencer. Having lived his entire life as a hard-partying, spoiled celebrity, Dirk isn't accustomed to helping others, so his efforts to guide Spencer through various life lessons and growing pains are pretty farcical, creating even more obstacles and misunderstandings for the episode's plotlines are Spencer's wacky family, which include his mum, a hairstylist/charity junkie, his dad, a straight-laced accountant and a home-revenating failure, and his little sister Jessica, a goth and an aspiring clairvoyant, who ironically can't see the deceased rock star at all. Among the other ghostly inhabitants in the house are Dirk's dog, Killer, and Madam X, the celeb's biggest fan and spirit stalker. In addition to Disney XD, Alphamin Gaumont has secured funding from RAI and Italian animation studio, oh gosh, I'm really sorry about this one, Laterna Magica. Oh, that's not too bad actually. Early development on the $9.3 million US series is almost done, and the production is scheduled to start towards the end of the summer with the delivery goal of fall 2010. Well, as we know, that wasn't quite the release date, and the show did actually change a lot since then, but anyway, let's keep going. We're almost done with the reading. Okay, here we have some of the goth Jessica sketches. So this is what Jessica would have looked like in the Spencer version of the show. And there was no concept images of Madam X that I could find, so we just have Madam X as she is in the show. Alright. Concept sketches for Jessica showed her as a gothic-looking kid, however she was changed to be much more into martial arts and very much a tomboy. Sam Hoover's character design has stayed fairly consistent. The only detail really changed are his eyes. He appears to be blind in one eye in the concept sketches. I should have put maybe a Sam Hoover sketch on this page, but oh well. this is still a work in progress book. Anyway, other characters mentioned include Dirk's dog Killer, who wasn't featured in the show, and Madam X, who in this version of the story was also a ghost and was Dirk's biggest fan and stalker. Madam X is in the final version, alive, as Billy's biggest fan, and she sends Hoover to try and capture the ghost. Madam X ended up being mysterious. We never see her full face. It appears that Sam Hoover was originally intended to play the role of Madam X during the concept sketch phase, but in the final show he is her henchman. That one is a bit of a fan speculation there. I might remove that from the book when I do a nice version. We'll see. This is a scrappy version of the book. Anyway, we got more reading to do. An article appeared in an Italian magazine which Maris Fairs of Alphanim briefly shares a further developed version of the story. We are also working on a new TV series, Spencer, the adventure of a very normal 12-year-old boy and Dirk, his friend who is a little strange. He is the ghost of a rock star who died young and absolutely wants to finish his last album. This version sounds much more similar to the final show. The only difference seems to be that Dirk is still the ghost character's name, and that they are trying to finish his album. Well, that just kind of repeats what I just said, doesn't it? In July 2012, a listing appeared in the Coming Soon section of the Alphanim website. Spencer was announced, but the title was soon changed to be called Dude, That's My Ghost. The final version of the show is as follows. For Spencer Wright, a 14-year-old budding filmmaker, Beverly Heights is the ultimate thrill ride. But being the new kid at high school populated by Hollywood royalty, he's an outsider with no ticket in. He's the kind of kid who gets his allowance in cash, not stock options. Finding himself amid all this bling and stardom is intimidating. Luckily, he's got an all-access pass in the form of his best friend, the ghost of pop star Billy Joe Cobra. In the final version of the show, there is a much less detailed backstory. The concepts have been simplified, and Dirk is no more. He has become the Billy Joe Cobra that we know today. Spencer's surname is no longer Marshall, but instead Wright. He is now 14 years old and obsessed with and makes horror movies. Billy was voiced by Darren Foreman, a musician and skilled beatboxer, which made him well suited to play the role. Spencer was voiced by Rasmus Hardiker. Both actors also voiced multiple side characters for the show. I believe that Rasmus Hardiker also voiced Rajiv, but I'm not entirely sure on that one. Anyway, let's keep reading. Billy's design kept elements from Dirk's, such as his spiky hair, but is very much his own character design. His jacket lapels stick out much like a cobra's hood, his shirt is striped to reflect the pattern of an Egyptian cobra, and he is very long and lanky, like a snake. The majority of character design work was done by Mark Bascugano. I'm sorry, I might be mispronouncing your name. Oliver Brutt did many of the backgrounds for the show, shown in further pages. The show has 14 different intermission clips, each with a set of illustrations and animations of the main duo. The show also had many promotional art pieces made, showing the characters in various situations. The rest of this book will showcase various artworks from the show, including concept art, promotional images, and backgrounds. And I can stop reading. Wow. I'm not terribly brilliant at reading while I talk, so that's going to be hell to edit for me. But anyway, here we have the backgrounds done by Oliver Brutt. They are a little blurry because they're not in HD. This is just what I find on the internet. And I am going to say once again that this book is not for sale, because that would be very wrong of me. But anyway, here we have backgrounds done by Oliver Brutt. Take a look at those. I just noticed this is the same image twice on this page. Whoops. Guess I'll fix that in the next print I do. I'm not sure if these are still on the internet, but they probably are if you have a search far enough into the depths of Google. Anyway, so there's our concept images. And you can still see in that image there, I think that is Spencer as he was in the Spencer version of the show, maybe. Yeah, anyway. Then we have the poster that was from the episode where Spencer was trying to save money to buy the windshield from the car horror movie. I think that was Billy Joe Cobra Museum. Anyway, then we have some more backgrounds, probably most likely done by Oliver Brutt. I think this was also done by Oliver Brutt too. And then here we have some concepts for a monster. I have a feeling this might be to do with the episode where they're filming the fish, the little goldfish, and things go wrong, But I can't be sure. There's no real information on these other than I believe they were for Dude, That's My Ghost. This character here was called Huntington. No clue who he is. Maybe he was meant to be one of Spencer's friends or rivals or something. Who knows? Here we have Spencer and Dirk in the early concept phase. And I don't believe this zombie had a name. He was just kind of there. Probably like a costume for one of Spencer's movies or something. Yeah. On the next page we have some more Billy/Dirk development. This is Dirk's turnaround sheet. So this is Dirk's model sheet pretty much. So that's pretty interesting that they did have a model sheet for him. So maybe there's even test animations somewhere out there. I believe these are Spencer concept images. You never know, that might be one of the ghost children. I forgot his name already. One of the ghost children, maybe, I'm not sure. But I like to think these are probably Spencer. There's another Dirk. Here we have model sheets, early model sheets for Hugh and Jane and Jessica, as well as Sam Hoover. This is still in the version of the show where Jessica was a goth. And we have more Sam Hoover development here, which is really interesting. I like how there's a lot of Sam Hoover images. The two characters that seem to have the most concept art were Sam Hoover and Dirk, so that was kind of interesting. And we have one more concept sketch here of Sam trying to capture Billy, or Dirk, I guess. I really like that sketch. I just really like the shapes in this sketch here. Anyway, then we have, I think these are promo images. So we have a promo image, I believe, here. And this one, I think this might be a screen cap, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I have had these images kind of stored up for over a year. I've had some of these images on my computer for years. So it's great to see this in book form finally. Anyway, then we have a Christmas promo image, and just more promo images. That one's just a screen cap from a show, so is that and that, but I thought why not put them in. And here we have some more promos, and that up there, if my camera will focus for me. Come on camera, you can do it. that there is a storyboard. That's a storyboard from the show, the only one that seems to have surfaced so far. Here we have a blurry. Here we have a model sheet, or like a character exploration sheet for Spencer. Oh, I think this is still from Spencer's Spooks kind of era of the show, because he's got the flying saucer on his shirt, not a ghost. So there we go. Anyway, it's interesting. I should have made this and the next page be on the spread, but I didn't plan this properly. I'll fix it next time. Anyway, then we have Billy's kind of first concept sheet with his colours that were still kind of funky. Yeah, this is. I think this image has been seen by a lot of the fandom, so there it is. It's really cool seeing all of these Billy images in like sketch form. Anyway, oh, that one down there, you see that pose appears quite a few times in the show. It's probably done from that sketch if I had to guess. Anyway, then we have some cleat images, which is kind of interesting. Let me bring that closer. So we have cleat here, a little kind of model sheet thing going on. I think that's just an intermission clip that they've put there. And I needed to have an alive Billy in here, so I just got a screen cap of one, and another screen cap there. And I decided to add in a few intermission clips, but there's 14 of these things, and I didn't want to put them all in because they aren't in HD. This was from a non-HD version of the show. Anyway, so got that one. I really like this one. I like the spooky one. And when they are playing the piano together, or Billy's playing a little keyboard, it's kind of cute. And I love this one too. It's just such a creative little border to the image. It's just, I like it. And that is the end of the book so far. There we go. That was The Art of Dude, That's My Ghost. I hope to improve it in the next print I do, because, you know, I don't think this is finished. This is not finished. I have a lot to improve in this book. There's things that need fixing up, such as typos and just general formatting. If you're curious, I formatted this whole thing in Google Docs. I was having a hell of a time trying to get this book formatted. I was trying to use like art programs like GIMP 2.8. Firewall Packet wasn't working for me, so I just used Google Docs to format the entire book. And then I exported it as a PDF, and then made all those PDF pages into PNG images and got them printed as a book. And here it is, a physical item of Dude, That's My Ghost. So, yeah. I don't want to ramble on too much because I know I've been reading and showing you this book for probably the past 20 minutes or so. I'm not sure how long this video is. There's going to be a lot of editing to do because I'm not very good at reading while I talk, you know, like reading the words off the page. But yes, there will be eventually, when I have time and get it finished, there will hopefully be another version of this book. Like I said, this book is not for sale. It is not available because this is not my artwork. I can't, you know, I just can't. So I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it's gonna be due to, you know, copyright and just general moral reasons. But I can at least show you this work in progress bit. If I can possibly make the PDF available, I might, but it's not done yet. This is not finished. Not finished, so nothing is available yet. This is what you get for now. I'm really happy with it. I mean, like, yeah, sure, there's a couple of things that could be better. I think maybe I will make this a bit larger so we can read it a bit better. This text is very small. But otherwise, I'm very happy with this book. It turned out pretty much as I expected. I thought to myself, well, if Disney's not gonna make an art book, then I'll do it myself. So, here we go. Dude, That's My Ghost. The art book. The art of Dude, That's My Ghost. It is a book. And I'm going to stop rambling now because there's so many things I could say about this book. But you do not need to hear me ramble on for God knows how long about this book. So I'm gonna go now. So thank you so much for watching. I'm really happy that we have finally made a physical Dude, That's My Ghost art book. It feels surreal getting this far with it. It has been a year in the making. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please do not hit the like button, as that probably hurts and is not very nice, so maybe shake his hand instead. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next one, and bye!